8 sea days, 4 kids, 1 Disney Transatlantic cruise. We did everything on that ship to keep our family entertained, and we ranked it all. So we're going to talk about it because if you're planning a Disney cruise with little kids, you may be wondering, what do you do when you're not in port? Let's get right into it. Hey, I'm Sarah. I'm your unofficial Disney Cruise Line mom, and welcome to my channel where we discuss all things Disney Cruise Line with little kids. And we have a kiddo with Down syndrome, so you get a little sprinkle of accessibility. Now let's talk about our scoring method. In our most important column, we've got the fun meter. This is a ranking from 1 to 10 on how fun it is. For anyone who participated, that's the score, 1 to 10. Then we have our deductions or our con list. So this is anything that is a negative. We're deducting points for anything that's a negative, whether it's price, availability, lines, you name it. If it's negative, we're deducting. And then finally, we have our family approval. How many people in the family can experience this? This is a score from 1 to 5, and the parents only get 1 point because it could be both or just one. So our kids' ages are 1, 4, 5, and 7 on this trip. So those are the ages, and then we have some diverse experiences with our kiddo with Down syndrome. So that's how that scoring method is going to work. If only one child can participate and parents can't participate, it only gets 1 star. If everyone can participate, it's a 5 out of 5.
The total score will be the sum of all the others.
Okay, on our first sea day, one of the first things we did, which is new to us, is the Goofy Sports Simulator. Now, this activity was something that we wanted to try for our son because he was not interested in doing anything at the Boppity Boutique, which is fine. So we did this, and it was booked for about 30 minutes, and it did have an extra cost, so there's a little deduction for that. But he had a great time, so his fun score will be a 7. We'll deduct the fact that it cost, and because not everybody could participate, we'll lose some points for that. Now let's move on to the Boppity Boutique. The Boppity Boutique is a classic Disney experience. However, it does cost quite a penny. And the costumes aren't guaranteed. So that means they may not have your size or the one you want in stock when you're on the ship. So you probably need to bring your own just in case to prepare for meltdown. And not everyone can participate. So if you're under the age of 3, you can't do it. So we lose some points on the family approval rating. The Boppity Boutique gets a 10 out of 10 on fun, but there's some deductions involved and not everybody can participate. Next, Deck 4. We love Deck 4. So on the fun meter, it's not something that the kids are like, hey, can we go to Deck 4? So I guess it's not that fun, but we think it's fun. There's no cons involved because it doesn't cost anything, and everyone can participate. Let's move on to the shows. On this cruise, we had Aladdin and we had a few others.
And let's check out a clip.
And we enjoy the shows, but not all of our kids are quite at the age where they love all hour of the shows. So it only gets an 8 out of 10 on the fun scale. Now, we do have to deduct points because the timings of the shows can be really brutal for our family when our kiddos go to bed around 7:30. And without matinees, we're going to deduct some points because nobody wants a cranky kid. Maybe some people do, but we don't. So we put them to bed, and so we might miss a show or we'll miss dinner to see the show. So we got point deductions here. Because the timing of the shows is late, we got to deduct points for that because only mom and dad can attend if we're going to the 8:30 show. If we have grandma with us who can watch the kiddos. If we don't have grandma, then we're SOL and nobody can attend. So our family approval rating is a 2 out of 5. Now let's hit up the Royal Gathering. Okay, our girls live for this. So on the fun scale, we're getting a 9 out of 10. However, we do need to deduct some points, at least 1, because you have to schedule this. This is not something you can just show up to. You have to schedule in advance, either on the app, 30 days prior, which it sells out. There's nothing to be sold. It's free, but it fills up before you even get to the port. Pro tip, when you get to the port, you can typically book it while you're waiting to get on the ship. So that's what we do. So only 1 point deduction for that. Now, this only gets a 4 out of 5 from the family approval rating because our son's really not into it. Next, the Disney Junior Dance Party. This is an event that happens one day on the ship. I don't know if it happens on every ship, but I think it does. And characters do show up. So it gets a 9 out of 10. It's super fun. The reason it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 is because the characters aren't there the entire time. It's only at the end. Now, this has no deductions at all because there's no complaints. You just show up and it's there. It also gets a 5 out of 5 star rating for family approval. Everyone enjoys, everyone can participate, everyone has a great time. Moving on to Pirate Night. Pirate Night on the fun scale is definitely a 10 out of 10. However, we gotta deduct some points because of the timing. And on this cruise, on our transatlantic cruise, they did not do a 7:30 show. So yeah, my kids were not up for it. So for that reason, on the family approval rating, we only get a 2 out of 5 because only mom and dad got to experience that. Special note, grandma was with us and was with the kids.
On the Disney Fantasy, the best place to see the fireworks if you're adults only is the Meridian Bar right outside Apollo. This is where we got to see the fireworks and it was amazing.
Next on our list is character meet and greets. This activity is a 10 out of 10 on the fun scale because the characters are amazing and our favorites are definitely Stitch, who tried to eat the autograph book, and Captain Hook and Smee. Captain Hook actually sent me to walk the plank. It was wild and my kids were loving it. Now, we do have to give this some deductions because there are lines. And sometimes if you don't get in the line at the right time, they cut you out. So, deduction there. But on the family fun rating, family approval gives it 5 out of 5 because everyone loves a good character meet and greet. Moving on to the silent DJ. This was such a fun event for us grown-ups, but for the kids, they were not so much into it. So we got to score it a 6 out of 10. Now, there is only one con here, and that is the fact that there were headphones involved, which our kids were just not really digging. And then when you take the headphones off, there's no music, so they were not a fan. Because of that, only 3 out of the 5 of us could really, both adults and then 2 of our kids really had a good time. So family approval rating was only 3 out of 5. We really wanted this one to do better. It just didn't with our kids' ages and stages. Next up, we have the pool. This one gets an 8 out of 10 on the fun scale because as a parent, you have to watch your kids. And is that always fun? Maybe, maybe not. Just trying to look around in kids' soup playing I Spy is a lot if the ship is crowded. Luckily for this cruise, it was not that crowded. There are no deductions here, not at all. It's just fun, and there's funnel vision. However, we do have to rate it a 3 out of 5 on the family approval scale because some of our kids aren't potty trained, and so we got to rate this a little bit lower. Next up is the water slides. Water slides get a 10 out of 10 on the fun scale. However, we do have to deduct some points because of the lines. Yeah, hate the lines. And it's really hard to time. There should be a way that you could check the app and see what the wait times are. Or when it's most crowded like they do in Disney World. But no, there's none of that. You just kind of have to wing it. And on the family approval rating, we have to deduct points because not all of our kids can ride the water slides. So we only get a 3 out of 5 there. Next on the list is the splash pad, which gets a 9 out of 10 for fun. We do have to take some deductions because there is no seating. And I get it, you need to be watching your kids. But when your kids are in there for hours and they're just standing there, let me have a bench, please. A chair, something. And we also need to take a deduction for the age limits and the lack of refurbishment on some of these splash pads. They can do better. Fixture sprayers, Disney. With that in mind, we give it 2 out of 5 stars on the family approval scale because not all of our kids can participate anymore because they have aged out of the splash pad. Midship Detective. This one is one of our family's favorite activities across the board on Disney Cruise Line. It's only on the Dream and the Fantasy, but we were on the Fantasy, so we got to enjoy it. This gets a 10 out of 10 on the fun scale. There are no deductions because it is free. There's no lines, no cons. On the family approval scale, we do have to take into account that our toddler is not quite yet into the Midship Detective. So we get a 4 out of 5 on the family approval scale. Next up is the character dance party. Now this dance party happens in the atrium and has all the characters, well, the Fab Five come out, plus Chip and Dale, and they rotate around and dance.
And it is so much fun. Because these characters rotate throughout the dance party, your child will have ample time to spend with each one of the characters. Who knows, they might get to hold their hand and dance with them, and it's so much fun.
And this gets a 10 out of 10 on the fun scale. And there's no deductions here. Oh, and guess what? All of our kids can enjoy it. 5 out of 5. Next up is basketball. This rates 7 out of 10 on the fun scale. And actually, it's one of my favorite things, especially when we're leaving ports and the kids want to do something. It allows me to enjoy us leaving a port without having to neglect my children. Where if they were in the pool, I can't look away. I need to be watching them in the pool. But when we're playing basketball, you get a full view of the port and wherever else, whatever scenery is out there, you get to see, which I just love. And everyone can participate. Even if we're not playing basketball, we can still throw around the ball and run around on the basketball court. So it gets a 5 out of 5 on the family approval scale. We do have to take off a point for a deduction, because it's not open all the time because of Paulo, at least on this ship that we were on the Fantasy. Now, mini golf. This one is a 6 out of 10 on the fun scale because we have tiny humans who sometimes maybe don't use the sticks the way they should be. There's no cons here. It's a 4 out of 5 on the family scale because our toddler just doesn't know what she's supposed to be doing. But it is still so much fun. Okay, let's total all these up and we'll put the rankings all up right here. And our winner, maybe surprising, maybe not surprising, is the character dance party.
This is the full ranking, and please note these are family activities. The red is showing all the deductions, the green is showing the fun score, and the yellow is showing if it's family friendly. The best family activities are obviously the ones that the entire family can participate in. So the only activities our family could take part in all together were the character dance parties, the Disney Junior Dance Party, the character meet and greets, Deck 4, and basketball. Every age and stage is different, but if you have a baby or a toddler and older kids, this is just something that is important to note.
So this about wraps up our sea days on our transatlantic cruise. I want to hear your thoughts. What is your top activity on a Disney cruise? And what is it when you have kids with you? Because these are not necessarily my favorite activities, and they're definitely not what I would be choosing to do if I didn't have kids sailing with me. But because of our family dynamic with 4 kids under the age of 8, this is our top picks. Now, if you like this video and want to see more, hit the subscribe button because coming up next will be our port excursion in Cadiz. And if you haven't checked it out already, go check out our playlist all about our transatlantic cruise, our port date in the Azores, and there's a whole bunch of other videos out there. Go check them out, and we'll see you next time. Hey, and if you get a chance, like this video so other people can find it. Okay, bye y'all.